Tonight on Aztec News, safety on campus is always a big concern for students. Hear what students had to say along College Avenue.
We'll take a trip to the Scripps Cottage to get a taste of the Associated Students chili cook-off.
And have you ever eaten at the Garden? We'll take a closer look at where your food comes from. Aztec News starts right now.
Live from San Diego State University, this is Aztec News.
Hello and welcome to the Aztec News. I'm Rosalie Burrich.
And I'm Adam Correa. Having police on campus is supposed to help make students feel safe here at SDSU, but is that really the case?
Today we're learning about the safety concerns some students have surrounding a popular spot right off campus. Aztec News reporter Isaac Placencia joins us with more. Isaac?
One of the major hubs for food and shopping on campus, College Avenue is no stranger to danger. After a recent campus-wide email from the University Police Department, I got the student perspective of the street.
Just last week, the University Police Department at SDSU sent a campus-wide email about a robbery on College Avenue where two people were assaulted and had their possessions stolen. This incident isn't unique, though. People who frequent the area are familiar with how unsafe it can feel.
There's too much going on. There's been too many cops that I've seen in the space of 2 weeks.
For me as a guy, I feel pretty safe. I don't know about for other people, for girls and whatnot.
The UPD does have a few recommendations for students to stay safe, but there are ways to ensure safety for your own things.
The University Police encourages people to call 911 if they see anything happen on campus at any time. But of course there are also duress phones located all throughout the university to use in an emergency, as well as using well-lit areas around campus. Another way to keep your possessions safe is by purchasing an Apple AirTag or a Tile Mate. You can leave them inside of your wallet or your bags or backpacks.
College Avenue is home to lots of student housing and poses more threats than just crime.
It's just always the cars like kind of barreling down the road.
I was walking back home from a friend's house and I got chased down by this, I'm assuming, homeless person. And it was super scary. They were just like running at me with not a knife, but some type of just weapon.
Currently, the only duress phone near the robbery's original occurrence cannot be used due to construction. The UPD has handed the robbery case to the San Diego Police Department, but there have been no announcements regarding the suspects at this time.
Any information regarding the suspects should be reported to SDPD. It's also important to make sure you take care of yourself and loved ones while walking in dangerous areas.
Thanks, Isaac. The unrecognized Kappa Sigma fraternity is facing a lawsuit from a former SDSU student after an alleged hazing incident. Court documents say that fraternity members forced 19-year-old Benjamin Brennan to drink alcohol, then beat him with paddles, and later dropped him off at a local hospital with a blood alcohol level of 0.489. Brennan's attorney says Brennan now suffers from PTSD, anxiety, and other cognitive-related issues. We reached out to the fraternity, but so far, no response.
The San Diego State men's basketball team finished a historic season, making it all the way to the national championship game. Both the Final Four and title game were held in Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium. Former and present San Diego State students got to cover the Aztecs in Houston for local San Diego news outlets.
The Aztec men's basketball team capped off a magical season that finished with SDSU making it all the way to the title game. Not a lot of people thought the Aztecs would make it that far. The Daily Aztec sports editor, Morgan Prickett, got to see the Aztecs play for a national title in Houston, all because of a GoFundMe page that exceeded his expectations.
I got 2 donations from 2 people who are at the Daily Aztec right now. So I was like, oh, it's probably just going to be students and stuff like that donating. But then the next 20 minutes, $100 from people in the industry would slowly roll in. And then in the first 2 hours before I closed it, we had $1,700. So it blew my mind.
Austin Tark, who went to Houston for the East Village Times, says when Lamont Butler nailed the buzzer beater shot, he tried to hold back his excitement because
you have to have credibility and professionalism as a reporter, as a journalist, and you can't celebrate. So that was pretty difficult for me.
Viejas Arena hosted numerous watch parties throughout the Aztecs' historic March Madness run. And on Monday, April 3rd, the day of the national championship game, the arena was packed with fans and even hit max capacity as numerous students were trying to get into the arena, as everyone wanted to experience something incredible.
Although the University of Connecticut Huskies defeated the Aztecs in the title game, Prickett and Tark were grateful for the experience of a lifetime.
That's one of my favorite parts about covering basketball is when you walk through where the players walk out and you get to see the whole stadium. You know, you get to do like little 360 and look around. It was insane. Just all sacrificed a lot to go to Houston, and we all wanted to be there for our school. So just to see the school fight for us really meant a lot.
When you're San Diego State, you're from a mid-major, you've never advanced past a Sweet 16 until this year, you never truly think that it's possible. So just to be in this moment, to get this opportunity, it was just so cool for the players, so cool for the fans.
The Aztecs capped off their season with a celebration at Snapdragon Stadium with players greeted by multiple fans.
Morgan Prickett and our very own Justin Cox wrote a combined opinion piece for the San Diego Union Tribune on their experience covering the Aztecs in NRG Stadium. Wasn't that a great experience, Rosalie?
Yeah, it was so cool getting to see it in person.
In other sports news, the San Diego State women's lacrosse team got to experience Snapdragon Stadium for the first time in early March.
The Aztecs played the Kent State Golden Flashes on March 3rd and won 15-9. SDSU dominated offensively in the first half, which led to the win. Aztec senior midfielder Maggie Marion scored her first goal of the season, and this is what she had to say.
That was insane. It's funny because me and Annie were both like, this is the game. We're going to get a goal, and I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I blacked out. I don't really remember it, but it felt amazing.
The attendance for the game was 766, which is a bigger turnout than they usually get at the Aztec lacrosse field, around 100 people. A super exciting moment for the Aztec lacrosse team. Mastering the art of origami can be tough, but these SDSU students were able to figure it out with a little help from their friends. The SDSU Commuter Resource Center hosted an origami event at the Aztec Student Union. There was free paper and an origami instruction guide for students to follow along with beginner creations. Remember to stay creative and look out for upcoming events posted on the Commuter Resource Center Instagram.
You got to go, right?
Yeah, it was so cool. I got to make a dog, I got to make a shirt. There were just so many cool things.
That's really cool. It can be difficult to make friends in college, especially for people with disabilities.
But thanks to the SDSU Best Buddies program, one can make new friends in no time. Aztec News reporter Alex Sharon shows us how.
That is the sound of inclusion. That's the main value of the San Diego State Best Buddies program, an organization on campus that gives people with disabilities the opportunity to make friends and spend time with SDSU students. For senior and fourth year Best Buddy Morgan Hughes, it is one of her favorite parts about San Diego State.
I just really love Best Buddies because it's just all about inclusion and friendship and kindness, and we do so many fun events that really is just able to include so many different people of all abilities, and yeah, I think it's just really powerful and beautiful, and I'm grateful I get to spend my Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays, doing this. So.
This week, Best Buddies is hosting a week-long Spread the Word to End the R Word event to reach a larger audience and spread its message across campus.
So we're just trying to spread awareness, spread inclusion to end the R word, not only like on campus, but just in general. It's such like an offensive word, and there's so many other words to describe people with disabilities. So using that word, really want to like eliminate out the language.
Festivities have gone on all week, including campus-wide canvassing, a fundraiser at Shakesmart, a talent show in the Pride Suite, and a flag football game on the ENS field where anyone could participate.
Here's a live look in at the game right now going on at the ENS field behind me. As you can see, yellow in the red zone threatening. They could score here in a sec. Let's wait and see.
When it's not Awareness Week, Best Buddies still holds events every Wednesday evening in the Pride Suite to do fun activities together.
Lots of crafts, lots of, karaoke. That's the big thing we do at the end of our meetings.
To learn more about the Best Buddies program, visit its Instagram page at SDSU_Best Buddies. For Aztec News, I'm Alex Sharon.
Hughes says the Awareness Week has been a big success and that Best Buddies will continue to spread inclusion, kindness, and friendship no matter the week.
East Commons has a new name, and the restaurants inside are changing with it. Newly named Dr. Charles Bell Pavilion, the on-campus dining hall will soon get 2 new eateries to replace Vinny's and SoCal Chicken, which closed earlier this semester due to a lack of sales. The new restaurants will be Jamal's Chicken and a build-your-own pizza place. They're set to open in the fall.
Next up on Aztec News, the story behind an SDSU catering truck that burst into flames.
And I'll show you how I got crafty at the San Diego Festival in Science and Engineering at Petco Park. Hey Adam, do you remember going to the science fair as a kid?
No, I never got to experience it.
That's unfortunate because I got to relive that at Petco Park and it was so much fun. Take a look. The crowd went wild for science. On March 4th, Petco Park hosted the San Diego Festival of Science and Engineering. The expo had tabling events where kids could see experiments, taxidermy displays, and participate in hands-on science demonstrations. Students shared what they were looking forward to seeing.
Probably getting to all the different stations and getting to see different things.
Organizations from San Diego State University were hosting events like the SDSU Center for Autism. There, kids learned about the basic structures of the brain by doing trivia games and making neurons with pipe tubes.
We're just trying to spread the message about research and how the brain is so unique and so special, and just trying to get kids involved and engaged with it.
There's been a big turnout so far, really high energy, and everyone I've spoken to seems really excited to learn more at the activity tables.
It's been crazy. Like, I've only been here for a little bit, but we've already had probably 100 necklaces made or something like that.
SDSU's Society of Women Engineers also hosted a tabling event where kids could make mini lava lamp necklaces with Alka-Seltzer water, food coloring, and glitter. This fair taught kids that science is everywhere.
We're hoping to teach kids that science isn't just some weird thing that is like really hard to understand, that it can be done with just kitchen ingredients and a little bit of creativity.
For more information, check out lovestemsd.org.
Those experiences all look so cool.
Yeah, they were. Make sure to check out the Science Expo's website for more information on next year's festival.
A new exhibit is on display at the University Art Gallery called Crossing the Line. It features pieces from 29 artists, including sculptures and paintings, a short film, and other interactive sets. The goal of the exhibit is to highlight how people place boundaries in the literal and figurative ways. Some pieces speak about migration, while others are about stunning visuals. The gallery is open for viewing Tuesdays through Thursdays from 12 to 4 p.m.
San Diego State's associated students do more than just focus on the student body. They're chili chefs as well.
Aztec News reporter Gabriel Schneider takes us to Scripps Cottage.
I'm here at the AES Annual Chili Cook-Off, where we have 10 teams competing to see who has the best chili.
San Diego State University Associated Students hosted a chili cook-off for its part-time and full-time employees. The contestants dressed in costumes with smiles while serving out their home-created chilies to the crowd. Rodrigo Mercado, Associate Director of Human Resources, helped plan the event and said he was happy to see everyone enjoying themselves.
So we kind of helped put all this together, just seeing everyone have fun. Again, with our mission for morale, keeping everyone happy.
There was a range of different flavored chilies from mild to extremely hot. You could have your choice of toppings, and there were even vegan options. Fernando Alcocer is a student and utilities worker at AS, said he enjoyed the selections offered.
Trying out the different kinds of foods. Didn't expect the vegan food to be as good as it was, so it was surprising. I'm not into vegan food, but it was definitely very good.
The competition had 4 different awards: People's Choice, Chef's Choice, Most Creative Display, and Rookie of the Year. Each of the attendees voted for their favorite chili. In addition, raffles were gifted to guests with baskets and even a crock pot. At the end of the event, all that was left were toppings and empty crock pots. If interested in the next chili cook-off, reach out to AS for more information. This is Gabriel Schneider from Aztec News.
Wow, that looks like some good chili and eating.
Maybe we'll have to join AS next year to compete.
I think we have to.
A huge spectacle on campus caught students by surprise and caused a scare. when an SDSU catering truck suddenly burst into flames. It happened April 17th near Aztec Circle Drive and College Avenue. Students heard a loud explosion followed by a series of smaller explosions, which some students mistook for gunshots. Firefighters quickly put out the flames. Thankfully, nobody was hurt.
The SDSU campus is known for its variety in food options with choices like East and West Commons and the Garden. But on Thursdays, students get to try something a little different. For students, the weekly farmers market is a chance to try new foods without going far. For vendors, it's a moment of connection with the SDSU community. From Mexican to gourmet hummus, there's something new to try every week.
The students are very welcoming because a good portion of their customer bases is Latin. So they have found a lot of success from coming here.
So next time you're on campus, skip the food court and head to the farmers market, open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. every Thursday. Coming up on Aztec News, the controversy surrounding the AS elections comes to a resolution.
And we'll also take a look at the aftermath from the sudden closure of the ENS building and an update on its current status after the break. Mackenzie and Nicole are at the anchor desk when Aztec News returns.
Welcome back to Aztec News. This is Nicole Beckelman.
And I'm Mackenzie Stafford. An SDSU building has been shut down for weeks after the water in the building was contaminated with Legionella pneumonia.
Here's Shiraj Nikpon with more on the story.
The ENS building was closed for more than 2 months before students were let back inside the building to finish up the spring semester. Let's see how it was like for students during that period of the unknown.
I had found out through GroupMe, I think. Our professor hadn't even told us, the school hadn't even said anything. Like, people kind of were talking about it.
On Monday, February 13th, SDSU students and staff were notified by an email that the Exercise and Nutritional Science building was temporarily closed. It was reported that someone who had been inside the building had been diagnosed with Legionella pneumonia. On March 17th, a campus-wide email said that the building would reopen on March 3rd, but the day before the 3rd, another email was sent out saying that the results of the test still needed to come in. Lauren Junger, a second-year kinesiology student, is very frustrated over the situation.
I think the only difference is not having, like, we have tables that we sit on because we're learning how to, like, wrap and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard because we don't have like those tables in the new room, and our instructor has to bring like all the tape and stuff with her. So we just don't have like all the supplies that we need to learn.
In a follow-up email days later, it was sadly shared with the SDSU campus that Dr. Michael Bono passed away on March 4th after being diagnosed with Legionella pneumonia in mid-February. It's been about a month since the building has closed, and it's still unclear to students and faculty when the building will reopen again.
Yeah, there are the emails that they send, the SDSU sends, updating everyone about it, but talking to other people in my class, like if I ask my professors or like my TAs, they'll know more information, so it's, I feel like I definitely do know more than most people.
SDSU just reported that out of caution, the building will remain closed until further notice. Currently, the final test results for the ENS Annex building have come back negative for traces of Legionella pneumonia. SDSU has confirmed that the ENS buildings are safe for students and staff to come back to.
The ENS building officially reopened on April 24th.
Another rise in college tuition, SDSU has approved additional fees for out-of-state and international students.
If the $1,500 student fee is approved by the CSU Chancellor, it will be used to fund research and infrastructure, academic support, financial aid, and the CSU Chancellor's office. The tuition hike will start at $500 and increase by that amount over the next 3 years. The fees will generate $16 million for the university.
The San Diego State University Associated Students elections are facing a road bump right after the elections results were announced. The elected president is now facing allegations made against his candidacy. Here's Aztec News reporter Rosalie Burrich with the latest.
The SDSU AS elections may have happened in March, but the voting process isn't over yet. Presidential candidate Leanne Locano's campaign manager has filed complaints against presidential-elect Tarek Morsi's campaigning, and right now, I'm outside of a meeting where we're going to learn if the committee has decided to take further action. Come take a look.
I've been attacked by Tarek saying that I harassed him physically
basically, when he had 3 ticks, attacked me one time.
Locarno's campaign manager, Maya Taylor, submitted a set of photos that her team said violated Section 3.8F of the election codes. The photos showed Morsi wearing a campaign shirt and speaking to students who were on their phones. Locarno's team said that Morsi was intimidating students into voting for him. The AS Elections Committee then held multiple meetings to go over the allegations. Students made public comments in favor of both parties. So I implore you to vote in favor of us.
I was surprised to see how large of a number of people really showed up to this meeting and were there for how many people from the public and how many students showed up, and I think that was really great that everyone was able to come together in order to make sure that this election process was fair.
In the end, the committee decided that Morsi was not intimidating students, but was given 2 reprimands for other code violations. He will maintain his position as president. The meeting showed students that their voices do impact the community.
As a student body, we deserve to have our vote represented in a certain way, and obviously at the end of the day, Tarek did win the election. However, I feel like it needed to be acknowledged at least.
When asked to comment on the situation, Morsi declined. So what does this look like for Morsi's future? Well, right now he'll face no consequences. Once he's in his term, the board of directors will have the power to take further action if he gets another reprimand. For now, we can look to see Morsi as the future SDSU AS president. For the Aztec News, I'm Rosalie Burrich.
Well, it's good to know that the SDSU community all had a fair say in the decision. You can keep up with the latest AS news on their Instagram at AS_SDSU.
Concern within the Jewish community continues to grow as the Chabad house suffered another vandalism attack. The menorah in front of the Chabad house was shaken until it toppled to the ground in the early morning of March 26th, the latest in a span of attacks within the last 3 years. Although SDSU has issued statements in the past, the university has not addressed the attack.
The SDSU Apita Center hosted a Chamorro luncheon to learn more about the history and food of the Chamorro people. Christian Graham, owner of the Smackin' Guamanian Grill, learned all about his cooking from his grandma. The majority of the students at the event had no idea who the native Chamorro people of Guam were. Family and food were highlighted as something that Guamanians hold dear to their heart. Red rice, sabak, goye goy agasuni, and even some desserts like cassava, latiza, and buñuelos aga were served at the event. Chloe Varove shared her favorite dish.
Oh my goodness, all of them? No, that's a stale answer. Absolutely the red rice and possibly the latiza. Yeah.
It was all smiles and empty plates at the end of the luncheon. Check out the Apita Center Instagram to learn more about the upcoming events.
There are plenty of places to eat on campus, and it can be difficult to narrow down where you want to go. But if you're looking for something fresh and to eat a little greener, this might be the place. I got to go behind the scenes at the Garden. Take a look.
On the back patio of the Garden, there's a seating table. The campus gardener tends to them, and after that first promising sprout, they're transferred to the hydroponic towers on the front patio, where they turn from this into this.
You feed them nutrients and the natural sunlight, and then they grow.
The water and nutrients trickle down from the top of the towers directly to the plants, making soil a thing of the past.
What it eliminates is rodents, different kinds of bugs that would eat your stuff in a soil garden.
This also makes pesticides unnecessary, making all the produce organic.
We grow kale, red leaf lettuce, basil, arugula. It just depends on the season.
The majority of which can be found in the salad bar, or you can find it sprinkled in other dishes in the buffet. The hydroponic garden is a part of SDSU Dining's campus-grown movement.
We really push hard to try to utilize the California weather and San Diego weather to grow the best produce we can.
There are also an additional 40 hydroponic towers at the Faculty Staff Club that are used at the University Towers Kitchen and for campus catering events. So next time you eat at UTK or the Garden, you'll know exactly where your food came from.
Now that you know where you can find fresh produce on campus, another way to stay healthy is to take care of your mental health.
Active Minds is a student-run organization that's all about spreading the message that mental health matters. You can open up about what's going on in your life, or you can come and just listen.
They meet on Thursdays at 1 p.m. and all students are welcome. Coming up on Aztec News, we have details on SDSU basketball star Keshad Johnson leaving the team to enter the NBA draft.
We also take a look at a produce stand on campus that offers affordable fruits and vegetables every week to students after the break.
Hey Mackenzie, where do you get your groceries from?
Usually Trader Joe's. Why?
Well, this new pop-up on campus sells fresh fruits and veggies to students. Aztec News reporter Athena Drage is here with more on the story. Athena?
Food insecurity is an unspoken struggle among many college students. Between balancing work and school, it can often be difficult for them to find fresh and affordable groceries here on campus. But this SDSU organization is bringing just that to students and the greater San Diego community.
Brightside Produce was created in 2017 by the Center for Regional Sustainability. Employee Nick Portoni says they operate with a simple mission: to bring healthy options to those in need.
We focus on food desert areas where there's no grocery stores within within a 1 mile radius. And so we deliver to convenience stores and gas stations within those areas. And then we also have our produce stand on campus here, which allows students to have access to fresh produce that they normally wouldn't have access to at a cheaper price.
Located outside the university bookstore, Brightside Stand offers students customizable produce packages that range in size and price from $5 to $15, along with a la carte fruits and veggies and free samples on Tuesdays. Portoni says that while they're an underrated resource, once students do find out, they become regulars.
I love eating fruit all the time, so it's perfect. I come to the ARC to work out, and then I just walk across campus, get some fresh produce.
SDSU student Brett McHugh says he prefers fresh groceries to take out, but some campus options just cost too much.
I used to get the fruit bowls at the market for $4 or $5, and I just feel like that's too much. I could just get an orange from here for 75 cents and save a lot of time and money.
If you're interested in stopping by, Brightside Produce is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Thanks, Athena. What a great spot for students. I'll definitely be stopping by on my next grocery run. Students can also stop by on Thursdays for Pay What You Want Day.
The JMS Screening Circle this spring featured the Netflix series Love on the Spectrum US. The JMS committee played an episode from the first season, did raffles, and had a guest panel that included cast members Danny Bowman and Subdo Garg, and their family members. The Screening Circle finished off with students doing meet and greets with the cast members.
Are you bored of your clothes? SDSU's Fashion Club and Color House hosted an event to get creative and revamp your clothes in a fun way.
The joint event was held at Montezuma Park, where people could take clothes, bags, or anything else they wanted to spray paint a new design. Gabrielle Hauser brought her handcrafted stencils, spray paint, and blank tote bags to decorate.
I did already make this one. Another one I want to make is I have these little lip cutouts that are inspired by Andy Warhol pop art. And so I'm probably going to make a version of that with my little pre-made stencils.
You can check out upcoming events from both clubs on their Instagrams at SDSU Fashion Club and KOLORhouse.SDSU.
After 4 years with the SDSU men's basketball team, star forward Keshad Johnson declared for the NBA draft, while retaining his college eligibility. Johnson's goal is to take his talents to the NBA, and he has until May 31st to decide whether to enter the draft or return to college. If he does return, it won't be with the Aztecs. Johnson plans to enter the NCAA portal and transfer to a new program next season.
Spring has sprung, and that means SDSU baseball is back at the iconic Tony Gwynn Stadium. Gwynn's legacy lives on not only in the world of baseball, but also in the hearts of Aztec fans. Check out the story I made honoring Gwynn's legacy. With a combined 37 MLB All-Star Game selections, 14 Gold Glove awards, 9 World Series championships, and 3 no-hitters pitched, it's clear that Aztec baseball alumni have made a significant impact in the sport. Yet, one player and coach in particular stands out for putting the Aztecs on the map in the collegiate baseball circuit. In fact, that person's name is proudly displayed right behind me.
Line drive, center field, there it is, number 3,000 for Tony Gwynn.
I think of Tony Gwynn as like a sports legend here. To go to school in Poway and then go to San Diego State.
Gwynn's talent and hard work as a collegiate baseball player led him to become a 2-time All-American. As a result, he was selected by the San Diego Padres in the 3rd round of the 1981 MLB draft.
Tony Gwynn was one of the greatest hitters ever. His swing was so smooth and he always got contact, made every pitch count.
In 1997, a new baseball facility at SDSU was built and named after Mr. Padre himself. After retiring from his remarkable MLB career, Gwynn returned to his alma mater to become the head coach of SDSU baseball. He coached the team from 2003 to 2014. Gwynn unfortunately passed away in 2014 due to cancer. He will never be forgotten and his legacy will live on forever.
Well, that's all we have for today on Aztec News.
Thank you for joining us today. Make sure to tune in next semester.
Have a great day.